Called the Virginia Military Survivors and Dependents Education Program, it waives tuition at state colleges or universities to spouses and kids of military veterans who are severely disabled or killed in action. An eligibility expansion in 2019 led to a surge in enrollment that prompted concerns about its long-term financial viability. After a political fight over potential changes last year, lawmakers fully funded the program but launched multiple studies about how to move forward.
What are we going to do to make sure that we've got good transparency, that we've got good accountability?
A report issued by a nonpartisan state commission gave lawmakers many options on what they could do, but only one recommendation. That recommendation is what Senator Danica Rome is carrying in this year's General Assembly. It calls for an annual report each November with 2 data points. 1, the number of people who qualify for the program but aren't enrolled at a school, and 2, the best estimate for the number of people who are in the program and enrolled in school.
I always want that data. I always want to make sure they've got the most amount of information possible so that I can make a reasonable determination about what to do.
There are still a couple pieces that we think could be added to it, but this is a great first step, and we're happy that everybody is starting to see the value of data and figuring out how to make this program sustainable.
Kayla Owen is the wife of a disabled U.S. Coast Guard veteran and co-founded the Friends of VMSDEP during last year's debate. Owen says her group won't support any future changes to the program without a robust data set, but she disagrees with the language calling for an estimate, saying there's enough time for an accurate count and adds more information should be required.
We know that there's students that receive merit-based scholarships. We don't know that if those monies are being accounted for in what's being imputed or the cost to the state.
There is also a House version of the bill with a few wording differences and a later annual report date. Regarding the potential future changes to the program, the state report includes options like limits on who's eligible, academic requirements, and strengthening residency requirements. And while there is debate over the language, both Rome and Owen say data needs to come first.
As we collect that data, we'll have more information about what we need to do to make the program better and more sustainable going forward.
I suspect that when we get back into the even year, when you actually have an introduced biennial budget, you'll probably have more legislators who are taking a much deeper look at that.
Now, both versions of the bill are progressing through the General Assembly, but because of those differences, will likely end up in what's called a conference committee, where lawmakers try to agree upon one version of the bill, which then could be sent to Governor Glenn Youngkin. At the state capitol, Cameron Thompson, CBS 6 News.